Transportation in Indonesia. Transportation is means of transportation, conveyance, or vehicles. In this article, we will discuss various kinds of vocabulary about vehicles or means of transportation that we must have often found or even used in everyday life. Transportation is divided into three models, namely land, air, and air transportation. We will discuss one by one the vocabulary about transportation that belongs to the category. Indonesia's transport system has been shaped over time by the economic resource base of an archipelago with thousands of islands, and the distribution of its more than 200 million people concerned mainly on a single island, Java. All models of transport play a role in the country's transport system and are generally complementary rather than competitive. The railway system has 5 unconnected networks in Java and Sumatra, primarily dedicated to transport bulk commodities and long-distance passenger traffic. Land transportation or land transportation. Land or land transportation is land transportation, which is a tool or vehicle used to move living things and inanimate objects from one place to another by road or rail or train. Land transport covers all land-based transportation systems that provide for the movement of people, goods, and service, and includes the following road networks from the state highways to local roads. Rail networks. Vehicles included in land transportation include cars, bicycle, motorcycle, train, bus, trucks, beca, or rickshaw. Let's see if each of these words is used in sentence. My father drives me to school in his car. A bicycle with only one wheel is called a unicycle. Gasoline-fueled motorcycles. This train has 7 locomotives. A night bus crashes into another car on the highway. Next is air transportation is a means of transportation that uses a machine so that it can fly at a certain height and is also used to carry passengers or goods. Air transport is an important enabler to achieving economic growth and development. Air transport facilitates integration into the global economy and provides vital connectivity on a national, regional, and international scale. It helps generate trade, promote tourism, and create employment opportunities. Some of the types of vehicles in the air are airplanes, passenger aircraft or airplanes with passenger, cargo aircraft, planes for moving goods over long distance quickly, and fight aircraft or aircraft used by the Air Force, helicopter, spaceships, hot air balloon, or blimp. Examples of the sentences that use in the vocabulary of types of vehicles in the air are as follows. The plane leaves at 8, and helicopters are also used as search and rescue vehicles. Next is water transportation. Water transportation is also known as sea transportation, namely transportation that transport passengers or goods or cargo by air. Water transportation is also often used for short trips and cruises. Some types of water transportation that are familiar to our ears are boat, ships, sailboat, cargo ship, submarine, speedboat, and naval ships. Let's try the vocabulary about water transportation above the sentence. This boat can only carry 2 people at a time, or this boat only carries 2 people at a time. And second one, Titanic was the largest ships of her time, or Titanic was the largest ships of her time. And the last one is tell about fare. A fare is the fee paid by a passenger for use of a public transport system, for example, rail, bus, taxi. In the case of air transportation, the term airfare is often used. Fare structure is the system set up to determine how much is to be paid by various passengers using a transit vehicle at any given time. How do you use fare in a sentence? He could barely afford the railway fare. The fare has much improved since Hulk has taken charge of the kitchen. It is unlikely that the marine industry will fare in any better in September. Some later expeditions fare better, though they were not better equipped